Okay, this is just a quick overview of the crash protection that I've got on my Africa Twin. Been asked a few times on Facebook and on ADV Rider what I've got, what's it look like, how does it fit. So instead of a heap of photos, I thought a quick video would be the easiest way to explain it all. So I bought all these parts in March 2016. So the newer parts are coming onto the market all the time, but this is what I bought then and what I thought was the best combination for what I wanted. What I was really looking for was low speed drop protection, not after high speed drops and all that sort of stuff. For me, that's what motorcycle insurance is for. This was off-road, you drop it stationary or going really slow, like cruising speed, pick the bike up, no major damage, keep going. Pretty much what I've got the car set up with. So I've got crash bars, Bosch Plate, Handguard bars, and not so much, but I've got luggage rack at the back. So I'll go through what I've got. So the Bosch Plate, B&B Off-Road, Safari Bosch Plate's the biggest one they make, and my belief is it's the best one on the market, at this time at least. Nice and wide, it's humongous when it's off the bike. You think that it's going to be way wider than the bike, but it fits really well. Even on my bike, the DCT model, good protection here up against the side. So nice and wide, protects the DCT, covers your header pipes. I've got aftermarket header pipes, but still follows the factory route, so nice and protected, not going to ding them up. On the other side there's even more room, because it's the exact same as the manual bike, so you've got a heap of room here with the covers. I can fit my fingers between there, and only get too wide between the Bosch Plate and the engine case. Heaps of room, nice and well protected. So it also goes back a fair way as well on the bottom. And all the bolts are recessed, so you don't have any bolts sticking down which you're going to grab on stuff. They don't burr over and then they're hard to get off later on. So they're recessed inside the Bosch Plate. Really good idea, very well made. Also works with the factory center stand, so no interference at all. Then we go to the SW Motek crash bars. Same model, well same brand as what I had on my KLR 650. They've worked for me, so I decided to go with them again. Also very well priced, and they were available. So there's a lot more coming onto the market at the moment, but they haven't quite rolled them out. But these were available, easy to get. So the mounting points on the SW Motek, behind this heel guard here, which also comes with the SW Motek bars, there's a really long bolt that goes all the way through the swing arm bolt, which is hollow, through to the other side, so that pins the back here, goes up and around, and you've got bolts onto another section here, which then goes to the front engine mount. You can sort of see it in there, so bolts in there, nice and strong. And then up here you've got a crossbar which goes across to the other side, and also bolts to that upright of the frame there from the other side. So 3 points of contact. You've got 2 fingers worth of gap between the bars and the bodywork. Some people are a bit worried about this, but I can fit my hand between the gap of the end of this bar and that little thermostat housing looking thing there. That if you've bent your SW Motek bars into the engine, you've had a massive crash, and that's the last thing you're thinking of. So I'll go to the other side. On this side at the top here, it's got these 3 bolts that go through their factory. You reuse them. There's a little plate there from factory you take out, and the SW Motek bars bolt in over the top. And it's the same as the other side. Bolts onto this little adapter which goes to the front engine mounts and the crossbar. And you can probably not quite see, but there's a bolt that goes in on this upright. So same thing. Couple of fingers gap between bodywork, and there's no you can fit 4 fingers between there and the engine. There's no way you're going to bash that into the motor. You've had a massive stack if you've done that. Okay, we'll go on to the H&B Handguard guards. Handguard bars, whatever they're called. They bolt over the top of the standard plastics on the Africa Twin, so I like the look of the factory plastics. Good wind protection, good design, matches the bike obviously, but they're weak because they've got no reinforcement inside, just all plastic, so in a crash they just fall off and you break levers, etc. So these bolt on the outside, they replace that bolt there, go around, and then they replace these bolts here, and they bolt straight on the top of the cap which holds the handlebars in place. So fairly sturdy, I reckon. The only way to really test it is have a crash, and I really don't want to do that. But the downside to these is there's no real adjustability on the angle that you have your handlebars. So if you like the standard location like I do, they're good. You can use bar risers, but you probably have to replace these bolts with longer ones. So you could space the handlebars up, but you can't twist the handlebars back and forward to suit the angle you prefer. There's only sort of one spot that they'll sit nicely. But works for me, I like them, it suits the bike. The other side's exactly the same. Mounts through there, still keeps the weight that's inside. And that's a really heavy duty bolt, it's a massive bolt. So nice and strong in my opinion. Then at the back, probably not really so much crash protection, but I think it would stop the back getting damaged in a crash, or scratched up at least. Luggage plates. As you can see, it's B&B off-road. It's a 2-piece plate. It's the same width as the grab handles. So if I managed to get the bike that far over, it would probably just rest on the plate, not so much the plastic. So nice and big. Nice and wide. I think the other good protection you've got on the back is the rear pillion pegs. I don't really plan to pillion on this bike, but nice and solid, stick out a little bit. Replaceable too if you do damage them in a crash, so as you don't damage the frame. This is another point of contact if you drop the bike. I'd rather be replacing this setup or removing it altogether than replacing plastics. I'm pretty sure these would be easier to find second-hand than trying to find new plastics or second-hand plastics. So that's about it for the crash protection. As I said, on this side, you got this heel cover here which goes over the top of the bolt and goes through, because that removes the factory plastic heel cover that's there. Matches the bike nicely. So yeah, that's my quick video on the protection I run on my bike and how it all mounts, how it all fits. So yeah.